Christmas from Phenom Wrestling in Kansas City. On the 10th day of Christmas, Coach Boss gives to you 10 tiny tips. So, our first tip is, when someone has wrist control, we don't have to freak out, do anything crazy. We'll use their control against them and take wrist control back. So if Coach Gary grabs my hand right here, I'm not freaking out. I'm just gonna roll my elbow into Coach's right here, take his arm back. Nothing crazy. If they go upside down, then we'll beat them with the drag. Okay, when they grab normal hand, we're rolling elbow into theirs and it opens up their hand. Boom. First tiny tip is beat their wrist control, elbow into them. Second tip is gonna be when we're on bottom. I'm watching kiddos struggle with their stand-up all the time, and it's because they always just pull their arm up right here, and they keep the arm and pull us back down. Second tiny tip, make sure your kiddo is clearing their arm over the far shoulder so that their opponent doesn't keep the elbow the whole time. So, with our partner, if we do our stand-up and we don't pay attention to this tiny tip, it ends up here and then back down, or we have to go belly slap and try to get away. So we want to make sure from the get-go, we're going right to here. Okay, arm is free and we're knocking. All right, so that's our second tiny tip. Third tiny tip, leave our lead leg hand at home in our stance. I see kids come into me and they ask right away, parents, why doesn't my son sprawl? I wish I could get him to sprawl. People are on our legs all the time. But it's pretty much the same problem all the time. And it's this. They got their lead leg out and they're swinging here. And then it's a miss. It's easy takedowns for people. Right here, all the time. Sprawling's out the window. It's too late. You already got your lunging right into it, making them look good. So keep our lead leg at home. Fighting them here, setting our stuff up more will be one of my other tiny tips that makes a huge difference. Next one. Tip 4, when we're on our belly, man's on top, we gotta keep our hands out here to build a base. I keep my hands out, buried in the mat. If I put my hands inside, they grab it, and they grab it, and they grab it. Keep them out, then we can build. Okay, keep our hands clear. That makes bottom life way easier. Number 5, tiny tip. Quit engaging, then backing up, hopping around, and then thinking you're gonna trick them. They're not gonna notice all of a sudden you're in a stance or you level change. They're like, oh, the kid that hops around and doesn't do anything all of a sudden is ready to wrestle. That's gonna be a shot. So we gotta stay in there and crowd and crowd and crowd. Don't be that guy giving yourself breaks, hopping around, because the good guys will stop you and kick your butt. Next tiny tip, partner gets a Russian. No need to freak out. He's got a good Russian. Tack the high hand. Peel this hand here, the one off the bicep. Pulls, peels it away. It's this hand that kicks your butt, takes your leg, does a lot of moves. Peel it out. Beat it. It's not that tough, okay? Beat the Russian by peeling that high hand. One of our other tiny tips. Person puts a leg right in. We don't need to freak out when it comes in. We're mule kicking up big. Leg comes across, knees together. Mule kick, legs over, knee slides together, and we'll keep the leg out just with the mule kick. So Coach Gary's on. He goes to put the leg, mule kick it up and over, slide it in, okay? They put the leg, mule kick it up, slide it over, keep it out. Okay, so mule kick to keep the leg out. Next tiny tip is this. I see our sit out from bottom as kids a lot. They always look like this. It's this long sit, and then our body looks long, and then when we turn, we're on our belly, broken down. Sit out by running them over. Swisher our feet, run them over, hitting them with our back. Now we're in a ball, okay? Short sit instead of long sit. Totally different, way better. Another tiny tip that makes a big difference. I pulled the trigger on my low single, except for they saw it coming. I ran out of steam. It disappeared. I'm gonna cross my hand right here. Got this from a national champion. Gotta steal people's best stuff. Here, the leg moved, hand that went on the mat. The one that reached for the shot crosses like a cougar paw, digging through the ground. Boom, right into the next shot. Then we put two shots together. Misdirection, low single, super nasty. So, I fire, he saw it coming, hand grips the mat, boom, back in, beat him with the misdirection from space. It's very nice. Our next tiny tip is anytime we do a drag, we need to add a single leg after. It has to be move-to-move combos, okay? Combination skill. So, if I'm here, go straight. I love this drag. He moved the leg, circle his butt, leg picks up. Always add a single. When they feel our drag come, we add a single, okay? And it can look like this one too. Here, we wanted it. They circle right into your move. Start feeling that. The 10 tiny tips. Beat the wrist control. Build a base with your hands out. Lead leg handstands at home. Add your single after a drag. Quit standing up and hopping around. Take away a Russian by attacking the high hand. Misdirection low single. Mule kick to keep the legs out. Clear your arm on your stand up. Run them over with back pressure in that short sit instead of going long sit all the time. Those are 10 tiny tips from Phenom Wrestling for Christmas. Hope you win more. Merry Christmas.